Welcome back, everybody. Let's pick up where we left off and explore the rest of this compound. Took a moment to loot the corpses of these wizards, and we found a couple of things of interest, namely all these robes, and also this plate mail armor from one of the last fighters that we slew. So we'll have to identify those when we can. First, we have this barracks sort of area with a number of guards around an open fire. So let's deal with them quickly. It's fortunate that they did not rise to the aid of their partners outside. I guess the commotion did not stir them from their rest here. Speaking of rest, we'll need to do so soon. Probably before we enter the mines. Want to be at our peak efficiency just as soon as we take down this guard. If we surround him, we finally got the killing blow. Excellent work. Let's take a look. We have another chest over here. This one's open. Some gold pieces and a mace, just in case. We'll take that.
I'm gone.
This one is locked. Well, fortunately, we have Corin, who can step in, but unfortunately, he cannot use his thieving or stealth abilities. This is due to the plate mail armor that he's wearing. It doesn't make much sense that you could stealth about while wearing 50-pound armor. It's quite noisy, I'm sure. So all we need to do is unequip this, and now we can use the two abilities. We can successfully hide in shadows and leave them to pick this chest. Potion of magic shielding, number of gold coins, and a zircon gem. So the reason for that, him being unable to use that besides the flavor reasons, is because as a fighter mage, if he uses armor that is beyond the ability of a thief to wear, such as plate mail, then the trade-off is that he loses his thieving abilities until he takes off that armor. So we have a guard up here, all by himself. Don't kill him, he's going to tell us where the mines are. If we spare him, the entrance is in the bailey to the east. Alright, well, he's been helpful enough. And he seems like a trustworthy sort, so we shall allow him to leave. But we have a number of chests here. And most, if not all, I'm sure will be locked, so I'll try quickly to force one, and I failed. So Corin, we're going to need your services once more. And take a look what we have inside. Oops, that's the wrong hotkey. F6, 2 pick locks. So we'll do that quickly. And then stand in the center while detecting traps, you never know. But presumably there are none. And are there any arrows to be had? That would be very useful. Just a lot of gold and some not very useful weapons. I'll take the gold though. Another mace. And a spear. Nothing too interesting. The nightstands seem empty, so with that, let's make way for the mines. To the east, he said. We'll quickly save. And just outside, we'll see if we can set up camp. I've already taken the chance to re-designate some of our spells here, have some identify spells to figure out what those things in our inventory are. What's this? We actually have the entrance to another building. A guard.
I can take Drizzt with both my arms tied behind my back.
He's realized that we are not, in fact, members of his unit, and he has turned hostile. We'll dispatch him. See if he had anything. Nope. And likely an empty storehouse of some kind. It's too bad we can't rest in the relative safety of locked quarters. But that's fine. I'm sure none would dare to attack us while we sleep. So we'll navigate through this enclosure here, come across another guard. We shall do battle with him. Carefully now though, Emlyn. Don't want you to get caught in the mix of them. Critical hit, and he is no more.
What is the point?
Guards aren't very well equipped. Just some simple sword, shield, and splint mail. Nothing too interesting. Alright, so this is presumably where the entrance to the mines are.
I'm gone.
So before we enter, going to attempt to rest after making sure that all of our spells have been used. So let's quickly heal up those that need it. Didn't really use very many healing spells at all.
Great peril yields great
The brief amount we've traveled since last resting. So after that spell, give it a moment. We shall make camp. And we have successfully rested. So let's put to use some of those identify scrolls, or spell slots rather. Let's take a look at this plate mail armor. It's a simple plate mail +1. Falarain's plate. Captain Falarain, leader of Kalimshan's 12th Cavalry Brigade. He wore this armor for the last time during the Battle of the Spider Swamp. Let's see. Armor class of 2. And it's quite light, only 20 pounds. So, let's think who might benefit from that. We can give that off to Jaheira, I suppose. And is there anything else worth identification? Definitely those boots. We want to take a look at them. See what exactly they do. They are the boots of speed, or paws of the cheetah. Once the property of a deadly assassin fond of chasing down his prey, he moved with such speed that his targets often didn't have the opportunity to even respond, even on horseback. His name was never known, but all knew to fear the words last heard by his victims. You can hide, but you cannot run. Alright, fascinating tale. We'll give this back to Khalid. And our last spell we shall use on this blue-looking wand. It's a Wand of Frost. Crystalline motes spraying forth from the wand in a column towards the victim, striking square in the chest with numbing force. Deadly temperatures. Alright, so it seems to cast a cone of cold, or some such similar spell. So we'll keep that here for now. Save, and press on into the heart of this mine. More guardsmen, eh? We'll dispatch them as well. Not too tough, though M1 might find him challenging. So we'll keep her in the back. Finish this guard off, and I'm going to assume this is a locked chest as well. It was. So we'll unequip his plate now. A little tedious, but well worth the effort. Let's see what we have inside. Just some more swords and gold.
I've done had enough
And this entire camp not have a single arrow. It's most distressing. Alright, so let's open this elevator shaft and proceed down into the mines. Here we are.
A simple task.
Vaguely familiar, the Nashkel mines. This is one mean son of a bitch, and he's gonna give us a world of hurt. Alright.
For a bit of the rough and tumble.
More like hurt my chest from laughing so hard. Let's move on. So we'll continue, talk to some of these miners, Faber and Arson. See what they say. Guards, guards, guards. And Arson is speaking ill of Davaeorn. It's a name we know. He sees that we're not the guards, so he goes and calls for more. I don't see any guards though, so I assume we're safe. Let's talk to this Endarson. Perhaps he's an ally of ours. He's got 2 reasons for pounding his pick against these rocks. Asks if we wish to hear them. Well, yes, I would. He imagines the rock to be his captor's skull, and because the meager spark that leaps from his attempt is all the light he'll ever know again. He says if we are new slaves like he once was, we shall learn these simple truths soon enough. Fortunately, we are no such slaves, and we'll do our best to free him.
So I kicked him in the head till
In the
he
guard.
was dead.
He's asking us for advice. I'm always happy to offer some. His wife's been complaining lately because of their late-night life. You see, with all the stress and trouble lately, it's taken a little starch out of his maypole, if I get his meaning. Sorry, we don't really have any advice for you. Oh, he recognizes us. We're the guys who've been causing all the trouble. Surrender right now. I don't think so.
My blade will
For a bit
tear
of the
down the
rough and
sky.
tumble.
So we'll dispatch him. Continue on. See if we find anything down this way. What is this? Some sort of door, perhaps? Just talk to one of the miners. So if we set him free, he can tell us how to bring this mine crashing down around the heads of these fat-headed slavers. We will set you free. Now, tell us what you know. To bamboozle these ninnies, it's real easy. Right here behind him is the steel plug that stops the river on the surface. Were we to release it, then the whole mine would be drowned. Only the master of the mines has the key to open the plug, however. He's a real mean cuss. So we need to bring the key to this miner, and he will use it to flood the mines. Alright. And how exactly do you know how to operate this key? There's a dwarf on the second level. His name is Xevric. He's the last surviving dwarf of the clan that used to live here. Under threat of death, he designed the plug for the master of the mines. They talked, and when he was in the cells for bad behavior, and presumably that's how he knows. Alright, we'll try and find this key. If we haven't already been down to the lower levels, he says to try and find a man named Rill. Good friend. Should be able to come up with a plan on how to get all the slaves to safety. Alright, so we'll keep our eyes open for this Xevric, Rill, and Davaeorn, the master of the mine with the key. But first, we're going to take a quick break, and we shall return in just a moment. Stay tuned.